Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to y'all about a checking account that I've had and used a little bit, and I want to discuss kind of the things I like about it and kind of give y'all my opinion on it. So today I'm going to talk about the Capital One 360 checking account. All it is just it's just a simple basic checking account from one of the bigger banks. And one of the things I like about the Capital One checking account is they don't have a lot of fees. There's no monthly maintenance fee, no minimum fee. You can put $10 in the thing and keep your account open. So there's not a lot of issues there with like common fees that you might find at like Bank of America or Wells Fargo for a checking account. So they really took some of the gunk out, but they didn't take all of it out, and we'll get to that later on in the video. But let's just look at some of the stuff. One of the things that, again, I discussed this on my Capital One video talking about their credit card, and it also applies to their checking and their savings accounts, is their app, their mobile banking app. It's very clean, very concise. You can get on there and just do all your. You can do most of the things that you need to do on the app, and it's just real clean. It's easy to use, especially for somebody like me. It's perfect. Like it's no frills, but it's easy to use, and I really like that about Capital One. And they say no fees, and they're right here on like a lot of your more common fees, but this, if you need to use the checking account for certain things, there are fees, and again, I'll discuss that later on here in a minute. Now, the 40,000 the free ATMs, if you're in any kind of a bigger town, there's going to be a free ATM if you're using Capital One. And you won't have to go very far. For people that live out in the country, I mean, like for me, it's minimum 2 hour drive to the nearest Capital One branch, to the nearest ATM. So I mean, for me, it's a little inconvenient, but for most people, you're gonna have access to ATMs. So and then they talk about the app that goes along with the checking account, and this is one of the features I like about Capital One. They do this on their credit cards as well as their checking accounts. Is you can go on there and have it to where every time you make a purchase with like the debit card, it dings your phone and gives you a notification saying what amount, what time, and where to. Right on your phone as soon as it happens. Money gets withdrawn, boom, it tells you. Money gets deposited, it tells you. You use your debit card to buy a Snickers bar because you really get a sugar itch, it'll tell you. And that's just a really good way of like knowing where your money's going, so I really like that. So right here, this is one of their bigger selling points for Capital One is the no monthly or maintenance fees. A lot of checking accounts will have like, for example, I'm going to use Bank of America. I'm picking on them, but I'm using them to make a point. Is they'll have like a $1,500 minimum account limit for checking accounts, and you have to keep that much in there. Or if it drops below that, they'll start charging you a monthly fee, and it can be 25 to 35 bucks a month in some cases. So that's really expensive, and if you can find a bank that you like, there's no point in paying that if you don't have to. That's just more money for them for no reason. So, and the sending like cash to somebody with Zelle, I've never messed with Zelle, so I can't really attest to how that works with the checking account, but I'm probably gonna say it worked just fine. Now, here is where we get into something interesting: overdrafts. Okay, on Capital One's checking accounts, these are the options that they offer for overdraft problems. Okay, and the when you get a checking account with them, the first option is always going to be the one that's uh, the account is initially set up for, and you have to go in and change it to one of these others, and that is auto decline. Basically, if you ain't got the money in there, they ain't gonna pay it. It'll decline, decline, decline. So there's not, as long as you keep it on the auto decline, there's not any chance of you running up like $40 deficit in your checking account. It's not gonna happen. You ain't got to worry about it. The second option is taking, if you have a Capital One savings account, hooking it up to your checking account, and as soon as like your checking account goes negative, they'll pull the money from the savings account to pay for it. So that way you won't get charged an overdraft fee. So I mean that's nice, but if you go with auto decline, you don't even have to have the checking account there or the savings account to back up your checking account. So, but I mean it's a nice gesture. The third one and the final one is what they call next day grace period, and this is the one where if you don't watch what you're doing, they're going to sock you with, as it says right here, a $35 fee. So if you're using this next day grace, you better watch your account, and as soon as it goes negative, you better be putting money in there or they're going to charge you for a fee because they're trying to make their money and they're going to make it any way they can. So, bottom line, watch your money. Make sure you ain't paying those fees. Okay, so now that's the overdraft options, and then as far as like calling them if you got any problems, I've never personally had problems with the Capital One like where I had to call in or anything, but I have had to call in with their credit card and have some stuff fixed there, and their customer service is on that has been perfectly fine with me. So I would assume their checking account services would probably be just as good. So I mean, as far as I have experienced, my experience has been pretty good, so I can't complain there. And then we just go down into reviews. Now let's get into where they stick some sneaky fees in. Well, not really sneaky, but there are some fees. So let's go. This is their account disclosures, and we're going to go down here. And as I said, there's no minimum deposit with the 360 checking account. That's one of the things I like about this particular account is you can put $1 in and open it up. Now, the Capital One 360 checking account does earn interest, but as you can see, it's 0.10% on all of it, all the way up to, what is it, $100,000 or more. Okay, in reality, they might as well just put that as a zero because that's nothing. So it does pay interest, and if interest rates do go up, you will get paid interest, which, if interest rates start actually paying anything, that'd be a nice thing, but it's not something I would worry about. Okay, now here we get into their fees. This is some of their fees, and I'm just going to read them off or read some of them off, and y'all can look at the rest of them. But cashier's checks, if you order them online and have them expedited to you, they're $20. If you go into a location, they're $10. Stop payment on a paper check or bill pay is $25. Okay, and then physical check sent via courier is $20. if you want the debit card that comes with the account, if you want that expedited delivery and have it to you like next day or whatever, they're going to charge you $25. I mean, why would you have it expedited? Maybe if you was needing it like real bad because you didn't have a checking account or a savings account or just money stashed away. Maybe, but that's kind of a niche deal, so it's not really that big of a deal. Shipment on the expedited, that's just repeating that they're going to charge you a $25 fee. Okay, outgoing domestic wire transfers, they're going to charge you $30 per wire transfer. And then if you bounce a check, they're going to slap a $9 fee on it. So don't bounce a check. If you think you're going to bounce, don't write the check if you can get away with it. Because, okay, trying to play the beat the check game nowadays, you used to could play it a little bit and then it would catch up with you, like back in the 80s and 70s. Don't work that way now. And then next day grace, overdraft fees, $35 a transaction. So, and then foreign checks, if you got like foreign checks, they're going to charge you basically what they call Forex fees. It may not be charged by Capital One, but the other bank on the other end of the transaction will probably charge those fees. And then, okay, if you want a copy of a paper statement, they're going to charge you $5 for every one you request. And then here's my favorite one. If you order a checkbook to have paper checks, the first book you order of 50 is free. Any more you order after that, they're going to charge you. They don't say exactly how much they're going to charge you, but they will charge you extra. So if you're writing a lot of checks, that may get expensive after a while. Me personally, I mean, there ain't writing checks anymore. There's a limited use for them. They're useful in certain circumstances, but a lot of times they're not. It's not like, oh, a big deal. So if you're writing a lot of checks, you might want to maybe look around. So there's that. And then they got limits on the different amounts of monies and stuff. But yeah, as far as like the fees and stuff, the fees that they actually charge you for are going to be in like cases where you need a niche thing. If you're not needing a niche thing, then you're probably not going to mess with any of these fees, because these are stuff that you're kind of needing if you're doing certain things. So, I mean, these are not necessity fees, unlike if you go and pay a monthly maintenance fee. That's kind of a necessity fee. So you can get around those fees versus like monthly fees and maintenance fees you can't get around. So, well, that pretty well concludes my video. So I just kind of wanted to show y'all the Capital One 360 checking account, just kind of give y'all a little bit of information on it. And as always, whenever I do kind of a review on any kind of these kinds of products, look into them further, do your own research, read their account disclosures, all that stuff. I'm not your financial advisor. Look into this stuff more and form your own opinions. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good one.